In this video, we're going to talk about the various scope changes like full height splash versus no splash, as well as various material selection options. If your customer wants an extra, to compare a color, so you can add an optional item, let's just say for any selection item, you can add an option, and let's just say that it is an optional sink. Okay, so instead of adding it this way, you could add material this way, for instance. But let's just say that that sink that we created is an optional sink. So at this stage, we can just select that, hit save, and it will create our option. And we'll call this sink. And now we've got this optional sink here. And when we go to print this, it will show us, it'll show the customer, that is, that sink is optional here and how much to add for that sink. So now, if your customer would like you to price out something where there's a different scope of work, I would recommend adding, say, a duplicate version. So if it's simply a selection change, the option, optional material, optional sink, then that works well under the options. However, if the scope of work is changing, like in this case, we're going to call this version kitchen with buffet. And so I'm going to save that. And to add this version, I just simply select a duplicate version under the actions button, and then it allows us to name it so we don't get confused on what is it and isn't in each version here. So now I'm going to simply, I'm in this version, I'm going to go to the kitchen, and I'm simply going to add to my drawing another part, and we're going to call this part the buffet. So it's 96 by 25.5, we'll say. And I can even add a little text there to kind of help illustrate that buffet. I'll save that. And at this stage, we now have our buffet added. You could do the same sort of thing with a full height splash and just add a full height splash as needed to any given area. And the duplicate version is a great way to do that. So now let's say in this case, perhaps they would like an option for different material here on that buffet. So in our kitchen here, we can simply we'll name this as, I think we had black forest on the other, so we'll name this as white. We'll select this, and then we will add a new material and just search for something white. And in this material screen, you'll notice you have the ability to add your cost, margin, price, etc. So let's say it's $8.50, and we're going to charge a margin of 40%. If you wanted to price this by slab, or instead of square feet, you could do that and simply make the selection here. If you wanted to add slab sizes, you could do that here as well. So you don't have to go back to the main material screen to accommodate this. So now we have our white Attica in that kitchen. It is optional, and it's optional just in the kitchen here, because it is the only checked item. So if we go here to the quote print and we look at this, at the bottom we will see our white Attica option, and it's saying in the kitchen only. And because it's priced less than the other material, we could subtract money if they wanted to go with that option. So as you can see, between options and versions, there's a tremendous flexibility in this tool to be able to provide your customers with all the pricing options that would allow them to make a great decision.